Welcome back to the channel, everyone. This is Joe, the DoorDash Frankenstein monster, with another video here covering my DoorDash activities for Thursday, October 16th, 2025. And I will continue to be the monster at least through, Halloween, and I mean, maybe even until past Christmas, guys, because the stitches don't come out until the 27th of this month, and it's going to take even longer than that for my hair to grow back. So there you go. It is what it is. And funny, I want to mention a funny story also about that. That after the surgery, they offered to send me home with a stitches removal kit if somebody would at home would want to take out the stitches for me. And I was like, yeah, I can't see my wife doing that for me. And like the nurse started laughing. And sure enough, after the surgery, when I saw my wife and asked her about it, it's funny the look on her face. She was like, "No, I wouldn't do that." and I doubt many people would do that for their significant others. I mean, I couldn't either. I no, I'm not removing stitches out of my wife's head. you know. So, okay. Also, quickly, if you're wondering, this background photo here, this is actually the peak of a volcano in Maui. So that's where we were up there taking these pictures. That was on our honeymoon in Hawaii in 2021. So pretty cool. Okay, so I woke up early, started the dash just after 5 o'clock, and got a routine 750, 7.5 miles Starbucks. So that took 23 minutes, $2 and a 5.50 tip. Okay, and then next, this Panera, and I got in the note here, this 7 miles home. Okay, so what happened here was I went, and the customer is in here in my apartment complex. So I went to pick this up, and I'm starting to leave Panera, and it says, like, GPS says 7 miles to the customer. And I'm like, "Okay, no, it's not. Come on, give me a break. It's not 7 miles to get back home from here. I know better." And then so I was looking to see, like, once I left the parking lot, got out onto the main road, I was curious to see where GPS was wanting to take me. And it was wanting me to get on the interstate and basically go south of where I live, and get off this 665, the other hotspot area of my zone, and get home that way. But that's like double the mileage. And I've noticed this with GPS a couple other times. I've noticed this issue where, okay, so I've talked about before, I'm centrally located in my zone. I'm also roughly 3 miles to jump on there's like three different places that I can jump on an interstate. And I'm about equal distance from those. Okay, so I never really measured it, but I'm probably, and not by much, but I'm probably closer to the 665. Where you can jump on the interstate there. And so that's probably what it was thinking, to be on an interstate as much as possible, the route with the least amount of city road driving. But see, the thing is, it was 7 miles compared to like 3.5. So even with, you know, being on the interstate, the majority of the drive, you're still driving double the miles. So that's stupid. And that's why I can, when I've taken, sometimes I've switched zones, and I've talked about that. um I'm not familiar with the area or whatever, and I'm just strictly just following GPS. Well, I sometimes I wonder, are there a lot of times where I'm driving way too many miles just because I don't know the area? I don't know. So anyway, delivered that at 6:27, 3:25 and a $3 tip. Okay, and then I had this was a decline upside down Wendy's going to Darbydale. I've talked about that, not going down there this week. uh, okay, so guys, I come home since that last drop off was here in the complex. Obviously, I stopped home and I walked the dog. Had a jacket on, had my phone in my pocket, and this has happened to me at least about, I don't know, 4 or 5 times before, and it's the most aggravating thing. The you know bell goes off, whatever you want to call it, the alert that an order's coming in. I go to reach into my pocket, grab my phone, and I felt it too. It was like the palm of my hand, like right there underneath my pinky. When I went to grab the phone, that part of my hand right there touched the front of the phone. And so I pulled my phone out, and this is what I saw. And I was like, crap, have no idea what this is paying. But this is about like 6 miles. So the Sheets is about 3.5 miles away. And then the customer was in West Zone, just like, I don't know, 2.5, 3 miles or so north of the Sheets, roughly 6 miles. So I went ahead and just started heading towards the Sheets. And if it ended up being a minimum $2, if this ended up being $2, 6 miles, then I guess I did my good deed community service for the day. Chalk it up that way, I guess. So now, if it had been a longer route, like the next offer after this one, then what I would have done is I would have started heading towards the store, and while I was en route, I would have called DoorDash support. Hey, this current offer that I'm on, how much is it paying? I accidentally accepted it. And if it didn't make sense, then I just stop the car and drop it. But like I said, I took this and picked up the order. It was ready, headed to the customer. On my way to the customer, I was guessing this was going to pay $5. That was my guess. I mean, what do you guys think? Um, Give you a second here to guess. 875. I was like, my reaction there was like, wow, reaction. 875. 475 from DoorDash, $4 tip, and I probably would have taken this one, had I seen the offer. Um, and I was gonna say something else about it. I can't remember, but now like if it would have been like over $10 or something, then that would have got an even bigger reaction out of me. But yeah, I mean, but I'll take 875. Upside down, pardon my cheesesteak, decline. $3 McDonald's, decline. Upside down, Tim Hortons, decline. $4 McDonald's, decline. 1050, 11.7 mile McDonald. I went in, took this. I mean, I don't know. How long did this take me? 31 minutes for 1050. Not the end of the world, not horrible. 750 and a $3 tip. Okay. And then that was it for dash number one. My wife yesterday was mentioned something about maybe wanting to go to Tio's Diner this morning for breakfast. So I wake up a lot earlier than her. So I just did a 5 to 8 a.m. dash, and then logged off here at 7:45, and so that was where's my notes here? Four deliveries, $33. Drove 49 miles, so I was upside down on that. Um, and then we went and ate, had a really amazing breakfast. Let me tell you, that's my wife's new favorite place. Logged in just after 10 o'clock. Got a 9.50 4 mile Dollar General. Let's do it. Um, there's my list there. Um, pretty sure I found everything on that 3 minute shop, and delivered at 10:33. So 23 minutes. 9.50. That's pretty good. 4.25 and a 5.25 tip. Upside down jets going north part of West Zone. Looks like West Broad Street decline. $6 4 mile Tim Hortons. Did I take this? No, didn't take that. And for it seems like a little bit early to me, just after 10:30 for a bombardment to happen, but right at this time I get bombarded. Like I said, this was weird, guys. Okay, let's run through them. $6 Tim Hortons decline. $12 Jersey Mike's to Obed's decline. Let's go. $6 5.5 mile out of zone Popeyes decline. $4 McDonald's decline. Can I interest you in another $4 McDonald's decline? $4 Little Caesars decline. $12 two Bibby Bops going to downtown zone decline. $16 Kroger and White Castle. I don't know. I thought about this. The timer went down under 10 seconds. Decline. Upside down TJ's going to Commercial Point. Decline. $11 Cracker Barrel and Little Caesars. Decline. I gotta take an order sometime, or I'm just gonna decline, 60 or 70 more orders. I don't know, guys. I took this one. This is just as raunchy as most of those other ones, but I took this. It's the routing was so weird on this. I was near the Marcos. That's what I was close to that, but it had me go travel north to the Popeyes, pick that up, and then I had to come back to get the Marcos. I mean, I maybe could have switched tasks and gone to the Marcos first, but I hate to do that, especially on a pizza place. Chances are it's not going to be ready. So I just went ahead and went in the routing that it gave. And now, if that would have been like Burger King or McDonald's or something like that, then I would have switched tasks and gone to it. But and delivered those at 11:38. So yeah, this was a stinker. 50 minutes to make the 17:59. 5.75 from DoorDash, 8.50 tip, and a 3.34 tip. I went ahead and took this. I'm $24 for just a pizza order, and I'm not quite back in zone yet. I'm probably, if I had to guess, I don't know, 5 miles away from the Jets. Um, So I'm going to have the return miles back, but this shouldn't be too much work. And guys, it was very little work. Check it out. All I'm picking up is one pizza. Yeah, I'll stop in at Jets and just pick up one pizza and run it out to grow 24 bucks. Like, yeah, sure. um, so I get to this was delivering to a warehouse, and this is a little bit kind of jacked up, but okay, so I get there and it's hand to customer. The notes say that she'll meet me at the entrance. Okay, so I get there, I send my message that I've arrived, and I don't see anybody. I just go into the place, and I have to let a couple, each of the different doors is locked, and you have to have like a key card. So I have to have people let me in to each of the doors that I go through. And so somebody tells me to just go right into the break room. So I go into the break room area. I kind of call out the customer's name. And this one guy walking up to me says, "Oh yeah, I know who that is. I'll help you out. I'll take you to her." And okay, so I follow him. He goes off into another room, and there's office area, cubicles, and he takes me up to this lady, and she says, "Yeah, I'll take it." And and so I give her the pizza. Have a nice day. I'm starting to walk away. Then the customer comes up to, it's a different lady. Customer comes up to me, hey, yeah, I'm so and so. I'll go ahead and take the order. I was like, oh, I already gave it to, and I pointed to the other lady. But yeah, so yeah, I don't know if the guy and the other lady was maybe trying to steal the pizza, or if they really had good intentions. The customer's name was not like some kind of like common name. So I know that there couldn't have been two people with that name working there. So I don't know. It was just weird, but she got her order. And then and look at this, 1950 from DoorDash, and a 475 tip. So this got passed around, money added to it. Um, glad I got it at the higher rate and not towards the beginning. So this took what is this? Like roughly around a half hour. Wow. Wow, a half hour? That was actually great. I didn't realize I got it done in that short amount of time, but yeah, that worked out great. Um, and I'll go ahead and let's go ahead and stop it here. I'll finish the rest of the story, rest of today's dash, and part two for members only. So in the description, if you're not already a member, check that link out. If and maybe you might want to become a member of the channel to watch those videos. Uh, Thanks guys so much for watching. As always, be sure to drive safe out there. We'll do this all again tomorrow, and I'll catch you at the next video. Thanks again.